Previously on Balls.
I don't know that he's on the rugby panel now.
No.
Huh?
Well, I haven't told him.
Made his debut last week. Very, very good. Very good impersonation of him there, Simon.
I didn't do it.
Oh, it's not you?
No, it's not me. No, we contract these guys.
I know talking about me, but I'm here, eh?
And when I hear Campo, the real Campo's voice, I go, that is such a good takeover of Campo on the rugby panel. It's very good.
No, you can't do that.
Guys,
you can't play the game if you don't have the right equipment.
You can't win the game.
What about royalties?
You can't win the game. We don't make money for it, Campo.
Yeah,
so,
trust me, we're not making a cent.
You can have 50% of that with pleasure.
Just give us a just give us a quick guys.
No.
He's not going to do
No, but we got to know. No.
This is David Campese who won a World Cup, and now you're asking him to perform for you.
What do you think this is? What sort of a show is this?
Exactly. Come on, guys. You can't ask me to perform if you're not paying me money.
Guys.
Campo, we'll be with you in a second on the flush hour. Let's just tell you it's proudly brought to you by Imperial Collection, home of the signature brands, the importer and distributor of Bentley. See Sasha, Ian and Daisy playing around with one of those babies at Imperial Collection this week on our World of Supercars video. Also Lamborghini and Lotus, imperialcollection.co.za. Do yourself a favor and go there. Otherwise, pop in at the corner of William Nicol and Bryanston Drive if you're in the market or just want to have a look. Imperial Collection, the home of signature brands. So, Campo, should we go straight to referees?
No, I thought we'd start with the Brumbies first, mate. I know it's your favourite.
I knew you were going to go there. The Warriors, I just saw that. I was watching it, actually. I didn't see the game, but I was watching it on Twitter, the sort of updates. And when I saw the Brumbies, because they kept putting each other's noses in front slightly, and then I saw the Waratahs get that try and go. And I thought,
It's called scoring tries, mate, not kicking goals, mate.
There we go. Scoring tries, not kicking goals.
That's the Australian dream, not the South African kicking goals.
But you're always the one that says, hey, if you get the chance, kick the goals.
Well, the Stormers should have done that.
Yeah.
Excuse me, I do not say that. If you get the opportunity to score, but it's a great decision that somebody took to actually go for the try and not the goal.
No, come on, Campo.
Yeah?
If somebody leaves 9 points out on the field, on the paddock, by not taking penalties, kicking for touch, and then botching those attempts at scoring tries, you wouldn't climb all over them saying, guys, you got 9 points out, then you left them on the park.
Well, the Reds did that against Brumbies, didn't they? They had about 5 shots, didn't do it, and they ended up with not many points. But
yeah.
I think the thing is that it's damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Exactly.
I mean, that's one of the decisions you've got to make as a captain, and if you do fail, you take responsibility. But at least you're keeping the people guessing what's going to happen. And I think the Waratahs really wanted to win because they got their backside kicked in the first round. And I think that they obviously the Lions squad was up for grabs too. So you've got to stand up when the pressure's on, and they did that. But
I think it's also when you get into that situation, if you've got a really dominant pack, and dominating lineouts, you're mauling the ball well, you get a kick with 35 meters or 20 meters out or whatever. There are those occasions where you're crazy not to go for touch and set up the maul or take the line out and try and get the 7-pointer. That should go without saying.
No, I know that, but I mean, what I was talking about, and I have mentioned before, like Jake White is a great coach. There's no doubt in that, but he's in Australia playing Australian rugby. And I've watched their games, and I think the great example was against the Kings this year, where even the crowd was starting to boo because every decision the Brumbies made will go for goal, and they end up almost losing. And the thing is, Australian teams and the Brumbies of the past, they would back themselves all the time. They would get the kick, go for line, go for the try all the time. But now that Jake's there, it's more, let's get the goal, get out of our half, play down there, get the penalty and get out of there. And I mean, that's just not the way we play. Every country's got its unique way of playing. And you've got to, and if you can, because when you get to the finals, you're going to have to back yourself.
Yeah.
And that's where the good teams really, and the Crusaders proved that a couple of weeks ago against the Brumbies. They made them think about what's happening. They had no idea, clueless, because they do what they do well, but after that, it's like, oh, what do we do now?
Yeah.
You've got to put yourself to the test week in, week out.
All right, well, do you want to get to referees now? Now that we've...
Well, I must admit, Darren, it's hard because I've been over here and there's no bloody rugby on TV over here, so I just get all the Twitters and people are furious what's happened. I believe the Stormers game was a disgrace.
Yeah, it was. Complete.
Could you explain what happened?
Well, I mean, basically, the bottom line, and this is the discussion we're having with Blades this morning on his show, was that, again, I think it comes down to, in fact, what is asked of the TMO, and I think the questions have become too specific. So, because they've got different ways of asking it. So, in other words, it's either leave it up, I like my decision, but I just want you to confirm, is there any reason why you can't award? Things like that. But in showing of the replay, there's a blatant knock-on, which, I mean, a blind man would see this.
Yeah.
And they're still going to award the try because that part of play was not asked for. Now, how stupid do people have to be to actually go, the laws of the game say knock-on means that's where you should take it back.
Yeah.
Why can't they be flexible enough to actually say, listen, what you asked for isn't, but there was a knock-on before, so effectively it shouldn't be a try?
Well, there's two things. I mean, I can remember a couple of years ago when the All Blacks played South Africa in Port Elizabeth. Remember when they scored a try and the referee said, is there any reason that I can't award this try?
Yeah.
And the guy said no, but he said it was a forward pass.
No, but it was a forward pass.
No, but the world saw it was a third pass. We all that, but he was not allowed to say that. Because and the referee went on that, but even though he said that, the referee did not award a try, which was great. What should happen is if there's a try, he said, he should just say, is there any doubt, any reason I cannot award this try? Just look at the last, because you are allowed to go back one phase if it was a knock-on. Can you say, look, I think there's a knock-on. Can you just go back the last ruck? Because they can go back one ruck.
Yeah.
But after that, they can't, see? And that's what I think, what should happen in referees now, if that happens in the game and the referee sees nothing, the TMO should say, ref, there's a knock-on.
Yeah.
In his ear, and the referee says, sorry, can you explain that? Yes, there was a knock-on. Okay, scrum back here. Why can't we do that? Why can't, if you're going to waste 5 minutes and saying, I've looked at the big screen, I'll make my own decision now, thanks. Well, why go upstairs in the first place?
Yeah.
It's like American football now. Next time we're going to have an ad in the game. Okay, we've got a 30-second ad coming up, guys. Have a rest, have a drink, and we'll get back into it.
Don't give any ideas.
Well, it's going to happen. I mean, it's bizarre. I mean,
funny enough, we were discussing that today as well, and that was the other thing, is that in American sports and American football, they have a whole team of referees all looking at different aspects of the game. And what I was saying is that with them, they throw a flag if there's some kind of infringement. There's one head ref, and then the rest of them are all keeping an eye on the game. You very rarely see only one flag come. Generally, if one comes, about 3 or 4 come.
Yeah.
So,
but also, but John, you got to understand that the Americans are pretty simple, mate.
You normally have a go at the Poms.
They need for people to tell them what's happening because they got no idea.
You're normally having a go at the Poms. Now it's the Americans today.
Well, I've been one of those moves. Who cares?
Yeah.
So anyway,
just to go back to that,
was one decision, so it was a shocking decision.
Yeah, and just on that,
because John de Villiers complained to the referee.
Yeah, but just on that, and Darren mentioned that the knock-on, but according to the IRB's laws, you could have included, because they can go back 2 phases, but to have included that knock-on, it applies only to a case where a try is scored, and in that case, the try wasn't scored. So they couldn't include the possibility of a knock-on.
Yeah.
Okay, so it wasn't scored, so what's people complaining about then?
Darren, you look at me. Sorry?
What were they complaining about then?
Well, was the try scored because of the knock-on?
Should it have been scored?
That the TMO said it was likely that a try would have been scored had he not been held back.
A penalty try was given.
Yes.
A penalty try
was given. Oh,
so
sorry.
What happened? The knock-on. But what happened after the knock-on for him to think about a penalty try?
Well, the guy was held back.
He was held back.
Okay, well, you can't do that because the law says if it's a knock-on, the referee, the ball's gone forward, it's a knock-on, the ball goes to the other team in a scrum.
Exactly, that's where the play should have been ended right there.
Exactly. Yeah. So even though that they scored held back, it's got nothing to do with if it wasn't a knock-on, you could probably argue the point. But if it was a knock-on, it was a deliberate knock-on, you can see that, and the refs missed it, then something else happened. The referee, the knock-on's got a stance.
Well, that's the thing, but obviously it wasn't, even though it's plain and simple for everyone to see there, it wasn't called, and therefore it's moot.
Obviously, we still got a problem with the referees because the linesmen still do nothing. They're too scared. And the incompetency, and the thing is, the referees are there next week. They shouldn't get paid. Full stop. They should be on. If you do a good game, you get paid. If not, you get nothing.
There we go. It's just going, don't pay them. As simple as that.
Like the players.
Okay, cool.
Now, what happened to the Blue Bulls game? I heard there was a bad one there as well.
Yeah, I think there were a couple of games where there would come some shocking decisions. I mean, it's just a general thing. There's a lot of frustration about them at the moment.
Darren, I think what's happened now, and it's quite interesting. The Lions, the Australian team's been picked for the Lions as well.
Yeah.
And Dean's come out and said, Cooper's not in it. He's got his upfront tackling's not great, but there's still 6 spots available. We're not going to pick overseas players, but we're going to pick Burgess from the time he's playing in Toulouse, who hasn't played in Australia for 3 years, but we're not going to pick Matt Giddo, who's a great player. So obviously there's problems there. And the game is very, very simple to play. And I just said, well, how can Burgess not play in Australia for 3 years, get picked to play in 3 Lions tests? It just shows you how easy the game is. The structures are so easy, you can pick anyone from any team, put them in that team, and they'll play well because the structure's the same.
Yeah.
The rules of the game are making it very difficult for players and referees and the supporters, because the supporters get very frustrated.
Yeah.
Because you've got one guy in the middle can win and lose a game, and the thing is, the referees aren't accountable. If you play bad as a player, you get dropped. But as a referee, we've got this system that goes through, but, if he does play bad, he doesn't get dropped, but he gets another chance.
Yeah, well, he might get a couple of weeks rest and then bring him back again.
They've made the laws, bring back rucking. That's all we got to do. Bring back rucking, mate, and that's going to clear up all the messes, penalties, get the ball back in the scrum straight. Don't get them so low in the scrum, and let's go and play some man sport. If they want to punch, let them have a punch and say, guys, you happy now?
Yeah.
Let's get on with it.
Go back to the old days. Yeah. All right. Well, from your lips to the IRB's ears, as many would say.
Well, they don't listen, but anyway, that's a chance.
Yeah, we go on about a week after week. Fixtures coming up.
How were my tips last week? Not bad, eh?
What did you called? You called Reds over the Cheetahs?
Actually, yeah.
Yeah.
No, you were actually pretty good because I remember you did call the Sharks over, which even I was thinking they would battle in their last game. So I think you pretty much got them all right.
I think you called Stormers to lose, which was right.
Stormers to lose.
Waratahs to win, which you got. Yeah, I think you had a good week, Mr. Campese.
Crusaders, but I did go for the Reds.
Yeah. So only one wrong. Not bad.
There we go.
See how you do this week. Just quick predictions. Let's have a look at them.
Okay, Chiefs Crusaders.
Chiefs Crusaders.
In Hamilton.
Chiefs home. I will go for the Crusaders.
All right.
Rebels Tars.
Rebels, the Waratahs.
There we go. Why did you even ask him?
Protocol. Blues Brumbies, Auckland.
I'm going to go for the Blues.
Force Highlanders, Perth.
Force Highlanders. That's going to be a riveting game.
Guys.
I'll go a draw.
Oh, nice.
All right.
Kings Cheetahs, PE.
Who's it?
King's Cheetahs in Port Elizabeth.
Oh, that's a good one.
You got to go Cheetahs.
Let me see. That's a tough one, eh? At home, Kings, lot to prove. I'll go for the Cheetahs by a point.
Okay.
Stormers Reds, Cape Town.
I have to go Reds.
And then the last game of the weekend, Sharks against the Bulls. Big one.
Oh, dear.
Is that this weekend?
This weekend in Durban.
I'll go the Sharks at home.
No, the Sharks, are in Durban? Or?
Sharks in Durban.
Oh, because they've got them in Pretoria, I think, at the end of the thing. Oh, in Durban, okay.
Yeah, Sharks.
That's a brave.
Very brave.
I'm very. All right, there we go. Those are David's predictions for the week. Thanks, David. Still away next week?
Mate, next week I'll be in Florence.
Firenze,
yeah.
Florence. Firenze.
Yes,
go to Leo's. In one of the squares, go find Leo's and go and have a good meal there. Oh, what a great restaurant.
No, I'm just going to go and find my statue of myself.
Yeah, just
Ciao.
Thanks,
Ciao,
Camper.
Paul.
Ciao, prego, pronto.
Yeah.
See you next week. Cheers, man.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
There we go, David Campese.
This is Balls Visual Radio. Darren, Simon, Kate, and John. Weekdays from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Central African Time. Balls.co.za